Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Lernerville Speedway as the Q West Racing League back in action here this afternoon. It's been a little while since we've seen these drivers out there on the racetrack after celebrating obviously our holidays, Christmas, New Year's coming and going, and now we get to see these drivers back in action as the season picks back up in all the action-packed racing revamps and gets things going here this afternoon from the beautiful Lernerville Speedway. Drivers hopping out onto the racetrack right now, qualifying about to get underway. So drivers hopping out onto the racetrack, they're going to get ready to duke it out, see who can try to pick up that pole position, who can start off the afternoon on the best note here this evening. As quickly drivers hopping out there looking for a quick time. That's the 007 ride of Sam Bachman. Bachman out there onto the racetrack. We do see the 74, Tommy Lavelli out there as well as Lavelli in the beautiful number 74 ride jumping out there onto the speedway. The 4, CJ LeVere out there onto the racetrack. Is CJ looking to try to lay down a quick time as right now quickest here in qualifying, it's Aaron Brown in that number 56 machine. JCD, how do I enter? Unfortunately, entries for this league are closed. So drivers, unfortunately, cannot enter here this year. This is a league that is closed. Everyone that's in here is in here for the rest of the season. As all for Sorowitz. Sorowitz in the 024. Jumping out there onto the racetrack currently. He is not quickest on the speedway. See if you can find a little extra speed there on lap number 2. He finds a little bit, slides up into 7th, but now going to slide back as a lot of other drivers still laying down quick times here on the speedway. The 71 of Kevin Hebert. Hebert quickly jumps to the top of the speed charts. The 71 right now quickest here in qualifying. A great lap for the 71 as Benoit Savoy slides back into the 8th position. We see Matteo Bassetti out there onto the racetrack, same with Joseph Groom sliding out there in the RMS number 11 ride. We do see Taylor Lawson going to jump up into position number 2 as Logan Herbert. Herbert quickly jumps up to the pole position. Quick time for the 611 ride. Sebastian Labonte out there on the racetrack. New looking paint scheme here for the Premier Racing Setups number 26 ride. Sebastian Labonte looking beautiful out there on the speedway. It's Joseph Groom still rolling out there. We do see Kenny Cudney in the 25 ride. He's going to jump back out for a couple more lapses. Brad Miklowski, he's rolling out there in the beautiful Durkee Dig Performance 23 ride. Looking to try to find a quick time as Sean McPhee jumps up into position number 2. We'll see if Miklowski can find a little extra speed right there. Does not look like it. So a tough break right there is Zach Weisenflew. Weisenflew quickly to the top of the speed charts. Zach Weisenflew quickest now in qualifying as we see that one ride, the speed by Sean. The number 1 of Sean McPhee out there on the speedway as McPhee quickly trying to work his way to the top of the speed charts, looking for a little extra something here on this lap, looking to see if he can take that top spot away from Zach Weisenflew. Doesn't look like McPhee will find the speed, but some driver does. It's Tristan Lannister quickly jumping into the top spot. Lannister into position number 1 here in qualifying. McPhee jumps back into second as Anthony Rosselli jumps into position number 3. Zach Weisenflew back in position number 4 with Logan Herbert. Our top 5 here in qualifying. Brady Cornett in 6 and Elliot Gamesh up and into position number 7 here in qualifying. Wowzer, some great laps, some absolutely wicked lap times by each and every one of these drivers to start this afternoon. US Racing League coming in with the share on the broadcast is Eric Gamond coming in with that like on the stream, as well as Damian Ward coming in with that share on the broadcast as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As the heat race action is about to get underway, we're about to get ready for some wild action here this afternoon. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be some pretty intense racing, knowing that these drivers, they're starting to see that, those points starting to, kind of move around a little bit. Drivers maybe starting to pull away with it, and their opportunities to kind of get into that championship hunt are starting to fade away. They need to start stacking together some really good finishes if they want to have a possibility or an opportunity at picking up that championship as a new quick time to the top of the speed charts, the 6:11 of Logan Herbert. Herbert jumps back out onto the racetrack. He lays down a quick time right there late in this qualifying session and snags the top spot away from Tristan Lattiser. Alrighty, as qualifying coming to a close. Quick time there in qualifying for Logan Herbert. Herbert will now start in the top spot. So Logan Herbert will start in the pole position here this afternoon with Sean McPhee into position number 2 here to start this heat race. Zach Weisenflew back in third with Nick Brundage going to start in position number 4. William Rassin will start in position number 5. Into his outside, we should see the number 23, Brad Miklowski. Then we see Anthony Morano, Tony Dominguez, Gabriel Foster, Benoit Savoy, and Anthony Ramsey bringing up the rear of the field in the 8 machine. 11 drivers getting ready to go to battle for 6 transfer spots into our A main feature event. So 6 drivers will work themselves into the show. Unfortunately, everybody else outside that top 6 will go to our consolation races here this afternoon and try to work their way into our A main feature event. As we get ready to set these drivers loose on the pole position, you do see him quickest there in qualifying, Logan Herbert in the beautiful Public Enemy Herbert Graphics number 611 ride. To his outside, it is the Public Enemy, the speed from Sean number 1 machine of Sean McPhee with Zach Weisenflew, Nick Brundage right there as well. Brundage and Herbert and McPhee, all some of those drivers in Zach Weisenflew that are part of that championship hunt right now. So this is a very important heat race, trying to earn yourself a little bit of those extra bonus points and trying to keep all these other drivers back there behind you. As we quickly go green flag racing here in heat race number 1, it's the 6:11 of Logan Herbert who will lead us down the back straightaway into quarter number 3 for the first time in a round. The start-finish line. So lap number 1 being led by Logan Herbert. It's Herbert out in front, Sean McPhee right there in second. You see Nick Brundage working the outside lane. He's able to work himself around Zach Weisenflew, as Weisenflew still working that inside groove. Weisenflew trying to find a little something down low. Now he's going to slide up in behind the 23 of Brad Miklowski after sliding back a couple spots early in this heat race. William Rassin back there in that 6th position. He's currently in the hot seat right now as that 35 ride knows that he needs to hang on to this 6th spot. He cannot let another driver go around him if he wants to work his way straight up through to our A main feature event. So Rassin there in that 6th and final spot has Benoit Savoy, Anthony Morano, Gabriel Foster, Anthony Ramsey, and Tony Dominguez. Dominguez is actually down pit side here. Dominguez ran into some issues early on. Let's take a look back and see what happens here to the RMS number 18. As he's working the inside groove here, looks like he's just going to get down into the grass and pull this car off the racetrack. I'm not sure what may have went wrong for the 18, but he takes it off the speedway and takes it down pit side. And unfortunately for Tony, that's where he still is, and that's probably where he's going to finish as he sees some movement here from the field. Nick Brundage trying to get around Sean McPhee. McPhee and Brundage door to door battling here for position number 2. Brundage with the slide jump there on the one right as contact. Brad Miklowski shoves his nose into that fight, and he quickly slides up and in front of the one. More contact. Miklowski off the racetrack. Brad Miklowski off the speedways. The white flag has been displayed. So this time out at quarter number 4, the checker flag will go to the 6:11 of Logan Herbert. Herbert picking up the win in heat race number 1 with Nick Brundage, Sean McPhee, Zach Weisenflew, William Rassin, and Benoit Savoy rounding out our 6 transfer positions into the A main feature event as Brad Miklowski went for a wild ride there, unfortunately off of the racetrack, and finishes back in the 10th position. Let's see if we can get another look at that one as we get ready for heat race number 2. Here's the battle. The 23 trying to work himself around one ride, and then there's that contact, and then just heavy contact up and over the banking down the hill there for the 23, and unfortunately that's where he is going to finish, as we'll get all these drivers ready to rock and roll here for heat race number 2 in just a second. There we go. Let's get things fixed back up and working here once again. Is starting on the pole in heat race number 2. It is the Durgy Dig Performance number 92 ride. That is Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser will start in position number 1 with Damian Ward there to his outside. Good to see Damian back from his break and back out there onto the racetrack. Definitely an extended break there for Damian Ward, but good to see him back out there in that Kenny Cudney Performance number 32. Brady Cornett in the Blackjack Racing number 2 ride will start in that 3rd position to his outside in the 71. That is Kevin Hebert, as Hebert will start there in position number 4. Starting in position number 5 in the 22C, that is Kenneth Coe. To his outside in the 007, that is Sam Bachman. And then we see the number 25, that is Kenny Cudney there in the 7th position, as Alex Brisebois there to his outside. Starting in position number 9, that is Philip Blanchard. To his outside, it's Tommy Lavelli. And bringing up the rear of the field in the 11th position, supposed to be Matthias Bernatchez, but Bernatchez missing the start of this heat race, so unfortunately stuck back there in the 11th position as everyone else ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go to battle. The green flag down in at a corner number 4 for Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser quickly onto the loud pedal, trying to jump up and clear that 32, and that's exactly what he's going to do. A little contact. Look out, they're stacking up back here. Down and over the banking goes the 007 of Sam Bachman, and our first caution flag of the day will fly. As Sam Bachman goes for a ride, the FDM machine going up and over the banking here as things stack up in front of him. A little contact between our 2nd and 1st place drivers, and all of a sudden they just got nowhere to go. You see everyone just kind of log jammed right there. The 71 gets a little contact up the racetrack. The 007 unfortunately getting in there as well, and then that's where he goes up and off the banking. That is definitely not a spot you want to be if you're this number 007 ride, but luckily enough does get that caution flag and will be able to rejoin the rest of the field. As we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing out in front. Actually, I don't know why SDK is not working for me right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's very interesting. As that, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as Lattiser still out in front. Damian Ward there to his outside. You see that little bit of damage. The left rear quarter panel of the Yorker Speed Company Kenny Cudney Performance number 92 ride. Damian Ward there to his outside. The 2 of Brady Cornett there in 3rd. You do see that 007 back out onto the racetrack as Sam Bachman will go to the rear of the field here. Now he's got some work to do. If he wants to work himself back into a transfer position, he's going to have to pass a lot of fast cats to work himself back inside the top 6, as Matthias Bernatchez still not out there onto the racetrack, so a tough break for the 47 ride of Bernatchez. We do not see him out there on the speedway. As Debbie McDonald coming in with the like on the stream, my boy Eric Tetaro coming in with the share as well. Black Phoenix, my boy Black Phoenix coming in showing the love with that like on the broadcast as well, as we get ready to rumble here once again from Lernerville Speedway. As out in front, it is Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser back onto the loud pedal, the 92 ride. Quickly looking to slide back up in front of the 32 of Damian Ward, as he knows Ward is one of those drivers you want to keep back there at bay. As Ward quickly looking down low, he's looking for that slide jump up into the front of the field for the 32. A big run and a big move right there for Damian Ward, as he'll jump out in front. As we do see the caution flag coming back out, Kenny Cudney running into some issues, and there is the caution flag. We'll see the yellow come back out here as Kenny Cudney. Take a look here. 25 right, a little contact, maybe down the front straightaway. Right there, goes up and off the banking. I don't know why we got a caution flag for Kenny going around like that. No one around him, but stop there on the racetrack, and that's exactly where we'll see that caution flag fly, is the 25 stop there on the speedway, and the rest of the drivers starting to come around the corner. So that's a tough break for pretty much everybody else, as I'm sure they would have loved to see Kenny kind of sit back there, and I don't think he really got much contact there, really just a racing deal. I don't know why this is super leggy right there. That's very interesting. Take a look here and just, yeah, it looks like he just gets in there deep. No contact from the 22C ride. Just gets in there a little too deep, and unfortunately goes up and off the racetrack there. Tough break for the number 25 ride, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. What is going on here? Why are we... iRacing itself is struggling hard right now, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with us here for a quick second, because it is not having a good time out there on the racetrack. What is going on here with this one? Oh, gosh. All right, looks like it's good. Looks like it's good now. All right, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Replays definitely seem like they're struggling hard here this afternoon. Hopefully we can get those fixed up, and hopefully they can work perfectly fine here for us for the rest of the afternoon, as we get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to battle here in this one. Is out in front. Tristan Lattiser, he's going to take the outside lane here, as the 32 ride was scored as the race leader. So it does look like Damian Ward was scored in position number 1 before that caution flag was thrown. So a big move right there by the 2 ride. Brady Cornett sends it in there deep. Cornett looking to try to hold on to position number 3, but he's also looking to try to jump up here, make some moves, and see if he can work himself around that 92 ride. As Damian Ward out in front, another big slide job, just barely avoiding contact there between himself and the 92 and Tristan Lattiser. Kevin Hebert right there as well. Hebert's looking to try to work to the outside of that 2 ride, makes a little contact there at the outside wall, as Kenneth Coe up and into position number 5, and now Alex Brisebois in that 6th and final transfer spot. Kenny Cunny working the inside lane. Kenny low, he's going to make contact into the 17 machine. Caution flag back onto the racetrack. Kenny Cunny making another mistake out there, unfortunately, working the inside lane, washes up the racetrack and goes a little too far, and slams into the side of the 17 ride. Heavy contact right there. A tough break for Alex Brisebois, as he was sitting in that transfer position, knowing that he's just trying to battle, trying to click these laps off, and trying to work his way into our A main feature event. And bam, there's that contact up and into the outside fence. Heavy damage there in corner number 4 for Alex Brisebois. As we'll get them all stacked up, wrapped up, ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. As drivers ready to roll, they're ready to go to battle here once again this afternoon. So we'll have to wait and see how the officials will score that one, where they're going to put that 17 ride of Alex Brisebois, as Brisebois definitely probably did not like how that one went. You see him rolling back out there onto the racetrack after getting some repairs to the DeWalt Coty number 17, and looks like he will line up at the back of the pack. He's going to show his displeasure right there with that 25. Give him a little nudge there into the back bumper to say, hey man, that definitely wasn't the right move, and unfortunately now they find both of themselves back here deeper in the field. It's Damian Ward out in front, continuing to lead the way here. Laps are clicking down. We're getting closer and closer to seeing that checkered flag here on heat race number 2. Definitely a lot more action, a lot more caution flags here in this heat race than we saw earlier in the afternoon in heat race number 1. Nonetheless, we'll get ready to rock and roll once again. Looks like single file restart here for this heat race, as the 32 of Damian Ward, he's going to put that throttle down. He's going to fire first and quickly open up a good lead between himself and Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser going to try to find something here to find a way back to the front of the field, but he's got Brady Cornett still working down low on him. Cornett still working that inside groove, as there is the white flag. One more time around here for for Damian Ward, but the big question's going to be is for that 6th and final transfer spot right now. It's Philip Blanchard who's hanging on to that 6th position. Sam Bachman, Bringspaw, Kenny Cuddy all back there behind him as the 144 will be in that 6th and final transfer position. As Damian Ward, Tristan Lattiser, Brady Cornett, Kevin Hebert, Kenneth Coe, and Philip Blanchard will all work themselves into our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races here this afternoon, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go here for heat race number 3. Alrighty, heat race number 3 about to get underway. Starting on the pole in the number 20 ride, that is Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh will start here in the top spot to his outside in the 7 ride. That is Anthony Rosselli. Starting in position number 3 in the 4 ride, that is CJ Levere. To his outside in the 07 machine, that is Taylor Wasson. Starting in the 024 in the 5th position, that is Oliver Sorois. To his outside in the 26 ride, that is going to be Sebastian Labonte. Starting in position number 7 in the 56 will be Aaron Brown. To his outside, the 11, that is Joseph Groom. Then we see Matteo Bassetti and Patrick Maltis bringing up the rear of the field here as heat race number... Why are my frames dropping down to 50 frames a second here? What in the world is going on, chat? iRacing struggling a little bit right now for me. I don't know why. Streamlabs is still perfectly fine. This is on what is going on here with iRacing, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there we go. It's fixed itself. It's fixed itself. That's what we like to see. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but that is not going to work for me as we go back to green flag here in this one. Elliot Gamesh, but quickly, contact around goes the 4 of CJ Levere. Quickly, the caution flag will fly here in heat race number 3. Oh, baby, the driver's trying to knock the rust off here in this one, and unfortunately, a lot of this rust getting knocked off the wrong way this afternoon as the 4 ride is just going to wash up the racetrack here on the restart. We'll have to take another look at this one, as I'm not sure what really goes wrong with that 4 machine, as just getting onto the throttle here just doesn't look like he gets the angle down the racetrack, or gets a little contact here as he just kind of tail tanks that 07 ride, straightens him out, gets up into Rosselli. That's what's going to lose the front end, and unfortunately for CJ Levere, he's going to go around right here, and nowhere to go for Aaron Brown as he's going to slide into the side of that 4 machine. Pretty good contact right there for all those drivers as caution flag will come out, and we'll get ready to go back to battle here as everyone will get lined back up into the correct position, and everyone will get ready to go back to battle here in this one as out in front, Elliot Gamesh continuing to lead the way here. Gamesh is out in front with Anthony Rosselli in position number 2 as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Now we're still on replay. There's the live. I don't know why that SDK is not automatically skipping forward to where it should, but nonetheless, we digress. Is out in front, the Public Enemy Setup Shops, the No Mercy Motorsports number 20 machine of Elliot Gamesh, who is currently our points leader here in the Q West Racing League. He's been off to a great start here on the season. Through those first 5 races, he's been doing very, very well. He's seen him have some great finishes, some great runs, a couple races where he was looking bound to have better finishes than what he did. Ended up sliding back late in those races, but nonetheless, he's the top cat right now. The most points here in the season for that 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh, and he's looking to try to cash in and earn some extra points again here this afternoon and trying to get things started off on the right foot with a heat race win here this afternoon. And that'll take him, as I do believe the top 3 drivers, I do believe are going to go to the redraw here this afternoon. And I do believe we do have Ralph and Eric in the admin channel, so they should be the ones doing the redraw. So hopefully we can see that and see everyone getting into there for our redraw action here this evening. As quickly, the green flag back out into the air here, but for some reason, Elliot Gamesh has disappeared off our screen. There he is. He's back now. Elliot Gamesh now scored back in the 8th position. I don't know what happened to him down through corner number 3 and 4, but nonetheless, we're going to see another caution flag fly. Contact back there behind him. Oliver Sorowis, the 11 ride of Groom, all collected there in another caution flag. And quickly, we'll see that caution come out and everyone will line back up together as, let's take a look here. Looks like Sorowis in that 0-24 ride. I think he's going to get a little help here from the 11 of Groom. Groom's going to get in there, get into his back bumper, and unfortunately just that big head of steam right there. Just going to get him sideways, turned around. The 35 of the set trying to get in there as well, trying to get around those drivers. Unfortunately, he gets quite a bit of damage there himself, and fortunately for all three competitors, that will bring out our caution flag, and we'll get ready to go back to battle here once again as cautions breeding cautions here this afternoon. Very, very interesting here as once again, we do see Gamesh back at the front of the field. There was blinking for a quick hot second, but looks like that's gotten fixed. Figure back out. He'll stay at the front of the field. The 7 rider Rosselli still in position number 2. Taylor Wasson there in 3rd with Sebastian Labonte up into position number 4 with Patrick Multi there in position number 5. CJ Levere back inside a transfer position as he jumps into position number 6 here on the racetrack as the Outlaw Motorsports, the Public Enemy setup speed from Sean number 4 ride. Back into that 6th spot. He's got the 35 of Matteo Bassetti there behind him with Aaron Brown back in 8th. Oliver Sorowis and Joseph Groom bringing up the rear of the field as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Alrighty, quickly, the green flag about to come back out here as Oliver Sorowis does come in with that share on the broadcast as well over there on Facebook. Again, I don't know what's going on here with iRacing and why it is it's just dropping frames sporadically here and there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Everything else is working fine but iRacing, and I don't know why, but nonetheless, we'll keep it rocking and rolling. It's Elliot Gamesh who's out in front. Gamesh leads the way here in this one. So the 20 ride out in front, looking to try to run away with it. There we go. Things are cleared back up. Things are working fine once again. It's Anthony Rosselli there in position number 2. Taylor Wasson trying to hold on to that 3rd spot on the racetrack is down low. Underneath of him is that Premier Racing Setups number 26 ride. As unfortunately we do see the caution flag coming back out. Now I'm not sure what this caution flag was for. Looks like potentially Matteo running into some more issues here deeper in the field, but I'm not 100% sure. Nonetheless, a quick caution flag. Everyone's still pointed in the right direction, so we should get everyone stacked up rather quickly and back to green flag racing here in this one as Elliot Gamesh leading the way here. Gamesh out in front, showing these drivers he's the man to beat here, but we're having a hard time getting laps completed here once again in heat race number 3. Heat race number 1 went rather smoothly. Things went very, very quick there in that first heat race. And heat race number 2, we saw about 3-4 caution flags again here in heat race number 3. Some more of the same, a lot more caution flags here in this 3rd heat race as well. That hopefully is not a sign of things to come here this evening, as we want to see nothing but good, hard green flag racing here this afternoon. And now they're off to a tough start. It's been some pretty tough racing action here throughout these heat races, and when we get 24, 26 drivers out there for that A main feature event, it's only going to get more and more crazy. It's only going to get more wild out there as our feature event does get underway, as there's no time limit, as we do look like we're going single file here on this restart. So single file restart again here in heat race number 3 as out in front. It's Elliot Gamesh who leads the way. Rosselli there in second. Taylor Watson back there in position number 3 is out at quarter number 4. The green flag back out into the air for the 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh getting a great launch and a great jump there over the 7 ride of Rosselli. The big question is going to be a little bit deeper in the field. That 6th and final transfer spot. CJ LeVar currently holding in that 6th position, but he's going to bank it up and off the wall. That's going to open up the door here for that 56 of Aaron Brown. Can Brown find a way to get his FTM Super Dirt Car Series number 56 ride around that 4 machine and into the main feature event here this afternoon as the white flag has been displayed. Elliot Gamesh for the final time down the back straightaway. The 20 rider Gamesh down through quarter number 3 and out at quarter number 4 will pick up heat race win number 3 here this afternoon. Anthony Rosselli there in second. Taylor Watson, Sebastian Labonte, Patrick Multi, and CJ LeVar in that 6th and final transfer spot, meaning Brown, Bassetti, Groom, and everybody else will go to our consolation race. And that's what we're going to get ready for right now. I do believe this is going to be a one and done. 10 laps here this afternoon. Top 12 will transfer through into our A main feature event. So 10 laps, top 12 will transfer through into the A main here as our consolation race, our B main, the last chance dance is about to get underway as these drivers are going to get ready to duke it out here this afternoon. Starting in the pole position in the 21A, it is Gabriel Foster who will start in the top spot. To his outside, the 007, it's Sam Buckman who will start in position number 2. Starting in the 3rd spot in the number 56, it's Aaron Brown. To his outside, the 8 ride, that is Anthony Ramsey. Alex Briesball will start there in 5th with Matteo Bassetti there in position number 6. Then we see Kenny Cudney, Brad Miklowski, Sean McPhee, Oliver Sorois, Joseph Groom, Tommy Lavelli there in that 12th position as looks like Tony Dominguez and Matthias Bernatchez not loading into this B main. So right now, all 12 drivers that could potentially start this B main consolation race will all work themselves into our A main feature event. And unfortunately, if they do not hop out there in a quick hurry, Tony Dominguez and Matthias Bernatchez will be the 2 drivers that will load up their rides, enjoying the fans in the stands here this afternoon. So they are unfortunately going to take the bullet here as we're going to get that one to go in. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing here for our B main consolation race. Now, there's nothing on the line here. All these drivers, the top 12 that are out there, they know they're working their way into the A main feature event, but there's still a lot of stuff up for grabs here. You know, you want to start closer to the front of the field. You don't want to have to try to work yourself through a lot of this traffic in our A main feature event. So trying to get as much as you can right now out of this consolation race may help you out as out in front the 21A of Gabriel Foster leads us here at Lernerville Speedway. Sam Buckman trying to hold on to position number 2 with Aaron Brown. They're in position number 3. Alex Briesball back there in 4th with Anthony Ramsey. They're in position number 5. Brad Miklowski back in 6th with Sean McPhee and Kenny Cudney. They're in 7th and 8th as you see McPhee and Cudney battling pretty hard right here. Crossover slide jobs here between the 2 of them as they duke it out back here for the 7th spot on the speedway. Both drivers part of our championship hunt here this year. Same with Brad Miklowski, and unfortunately for those drivers not having the heat races that they were hoping for, a lot of contact running into issues, and we see one driver up and off the banking is the 8 ride. There goes Anthony Ramsey up and off the banking. He's going to slide all the way back to the 10th position as here comes Tony Dominguez. Dominguez unfortunately coming out late. He's already a couple laps down, and unfortunately no wave arounds and with no caution flags, this 18 ride will be one of 2 drivers here this afternoon that will load up their rides and they will join the fans in the stands here this evening. So Tony Dominguez and Matthias Bernatchez are potentially going to be those two drivers that will not transfer through into our A main feature event. Is right now looking for the B main win. It's Gabriel Foster. Foster out in front, leading the way. The 007 of Sam Bachman. They're in position number 2. Aaron Brown, they're in third in the FDM Swan Speed Shop ride. Rolls there in that third position as Sean McPhee. Now up and into position number 4 here. Brad Meglowski back there in that 5th position. Alex Briesbaugh there in 6th with Kenny Cudney back in 7th. The 024 of Oliver Soroas there in 8th with Anthony Ramsey, Joseph Groom, Matteo Bassetti, and Tommy Lavelli. Rounding out our top 12, looking to transfer through into the A main feature event as the white flag has been displayed here in this B main consolation race as the 21A of Gabriel Foster down through 3 and out of 4. A drag race back to the line. It's Foster who will pick up the B main win here this afternoon. Bachman, Brown, McPhee, Miklowski are top 5 with Briesbaugh, Cudney, Soroas, Ramsey, Bassetti, Groom, Lavelli. Gonna round out our top 12 to transfer through into the A main feature event, meaning that Tony Dominguez and Matthias Bernatchez will unfortunately load up their rides and they will join the fans in the stands here this afternoon. As Ninja says, go 8, cheering on the 8 ride out there on the Speedway. He was looking good for a little while for Ramsey as we get ready here for our, let's get the live stream up here as we get ready for the redraw, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pop that out. 2 seconds here, fellas. Alrighty, we are good to go. Actually, what are we streaming here?
Yeah.
There we go. Yep, we're good. We're good. All right, Ralph, I'll let you take control here, and you get to run the redraw, brother.
Yeah, I got it. Wait a sec, I'm gonna need...
Yeah, you're good, Ralph.
Just give me a sec.
Yep. Take your time. Take your time. Got lots of time. Alrighty, so what we're going to do here is this is going to be a redraw. So our top 3 drivers from each heat race go into the redraw. They are going to get the opportunity here to work themselves maybe forward, maybe backwards. We'll have to wait and see. It's luck of the draw as they're going to go through the finishing order from our drivers in those heat races, and they will be randomly sorted a starting position here this afternoon. Now, it may be the same spot. It may be better. It may be worse.
Alright. So, first one is Logan. Y'all see the redraw?
Yep.
Number 9.
Alright. Number 9 for Logan. That's Damien. Number
Ward starting
5. Next up is Elliot. Number 6 for Elliot. Nick. Nick will start 8. Tristan. 3rd for Tristan. Anthony Roselli, or no, sorry, Morano. First for Anthony. Zach is up next. 4th for Zach. And Brady, 2nd or 7th. 2nd for Brady. So that leaves 7 for Taylor.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Great. Ralph,
Yeah, what's up?
you said
Alrighty, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard it right there. That is our starting grid. These drivers getting the redraw. Couple movers towards the front, a couple drivers, and a couple, people moving backwards there as well. You look at Logan Herbert. He was quickest there in qualifying. Unfortunately, sliding all the way back now as, who's this bot over here? Where is this bot? Live channel. Get fucked. I'd comment. And then get rid of that bot. Larry Ward says Damian Ward is going to be the one to watch. Let's go, DA. Let's go, baby. I don't know, Larry. There's some tough competition out there, man. It's going to be tough for all these drivers, I think, here this afternoon. I don't think it's going to be too easy for anybody here this evening on, where they're going to be able to run, where they're going to be able to roll out there on the racetrack. Obviously, some drivers getting some good spots there on the redraw, really getting the benefit there of that redraw, moving a little bit more forward, being able to gain some extra spots, and starting a little closer to the front of the field. Never hurt anybody, but for some of those drivers that were bound to start towards the front, like Logan Herbert, who was quickest in qualifying, won that first heat race. Now, on a normal race, that number 611 ride would start in the pole position. He gets the worst end of the deal. He goes from potentially starting in position number 1 without the redraw to all of a sudden starting back in position number 9. Already starting back 8 positions here. It's going to be interesting to see how that number 611 can work himself up and through the traffic. As we're going to take a quick break here, we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up as drivers are going to work out there on the racetrack. They're going to make sure their setups are absolutely perfect and ready to go. That will give us a quick break to get a quick drink and ready to rock and roll here for this A main feature event. So you don't want to go anywhere as our A main is about to get started here in just a few more moments. Drivers will get ready to duke it out for 55 laps here around the beautiful Lernerville Speedway.
Engines roar, dust flies high in the night beneath the sky. Headlights shining in the dark. dirt they fly. Spin and slide as engines cry. Greatest show you'll ever see. Puppies racing wild and free. Cool and free.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as our A main feature event is about to get underway. 55 laps of racing action here with the QS Racing League live from Lernerville Speedway. Drivers going to get ready to roll out onto the racetrack here for our A main feature event. They're getting ready to duke it out here this afternoon. Who will find their way to the front of the field? Who will pick up the dub this afternoon as first race back after our winter holidays? Drivers trying to get back into the swing of things, trying to figure out what they need and how they can put themselves to the front of the field here for this A main feature event and put themselves into the top spot here this afternoon. As we'll get everyone stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here in this one. As drivers rolling out onto the racetrack, we'll get everyone into their correct starting positions here to start this evening's feature event. As we believe we're going to see starting on the pole, it is the 7 ride, Anthony Rosselli. Rosselli will start in position number 1. Brady Cornett, they're in that second position with Tristan Lattiser. They're in third. Zach Weisenflew back in fourth. Damian Ward will start there in fifth. You'll have Elliot Gamesh to his outside. Then we see Taylor Watson and Nick Brundage there in row number 4. And then we see the 6'11 of Logan Herbert there in 9th. And the 35 of William Raston rounding out our top 10. And then we see everybody else ready to rock and roll as 30 drivers will get ready to go to battle. As down in the corner number 4 will end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. As quickly Anthony Rosselli on the left pedal, the 7 ride out in front, gonna lead us down the back straightaway down into corner number 3. Nice and easy down through the middle and out of corner number 4. Rosselli will lead lap number 1 here this afternoon. So Rosselli out in front with Tristan Leducer. They're in position number 2. Here comes Zach Weisenflew, though, as he rolls to the inside of the number 2 ride of Brady Cornett. They battle door to door as we see our first caution flag fly. Our first yellow flag here in our A main feature event will be displayed as 30 drivers duking it out here from Lernerville, and we'll see the number 1 ride of Sean McPhee run into issues. Stuck in the middle here, trying to figure a way around some of these drivers, and unfortunately, looks like a little 3, almost 4 wide right there. Let's play it back just ever so slightly. Keep an eye on the 56 and the 23 ride. They're rolling the inside groove right here in front of that number 1 of Sean McPhee. You see them already leaning on each other. The contact just kind of straightens out this 56, gets him into a weird angle going into corner number 3. He comes up into the 1 ride. That's where Sean McPhee will go up and off the racetrack right there. And unfortunately, hard contact into the outside fence there in 3 and 4. And that's what will bring out our first caution flag here this afternoon. It's a tough break, a tough start to this one for a bunch of those drivers as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here. Now bear with us as iRacing is struggling here this afternoon. I don't know why it's struggling for me. I don't know if there's an update that I missed or something, but it for some reason here and there just all of a sudden wants to start hinching and catching there. And you see it looks a little laggy, but it's not laggy and it's not the streaming side of things, so it's just iRacing itself will just drop frames all of a sudden for no reason at all. So bear with us on that note as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Is out in front. It's still a 7 ride. That is Anthony Rosselli. Rosselli at the front of the field. He leads the way with Tristan Leducer right there to his outside. His Lattiser there in position at number 2. Brady Cornett. Zach Weinson flew our top 4 here with Nick Brundage, Damian Ward back there in row number 3. As here we go, back to green flag racing. A great restart right there for Anthony Rosselli, but the 2 ride of Brady Cornett working right there, trying to take his inside lane away as the 2 ride of Brady Cornett up and into position number 2. Cornett has found something down low in that number 2 ride. We saw him starting to find that groove during his heat race, and right now throughout this feature event, he is right back on it, and he is rolling down there on the inside, but now going to jump up to the outside lane, as now that's going to open up the door just ever so slightly for the 92 is Tristan Lannister, looking to try to find his way back around that number 2 machine as the caution flag will come back out. Drivers running into issues deeper in the field. Joseph Groom, one of those drivers collected here in this one, looks like Sam Bachman also having some issues as he will also be a part of this caution flag. Let's take a look here and see what happened. Take a look back. The 007 ride of Sam Bachman. Now he's a little deeper in the field, but right in front of him, I do believe the 11 ride shooting down the racetrack. He's going to get a little tight, a little contact with the 74. He comes down and into that 007 ride. Sam Bachman, and that puts Bachman upside down onto his lid right there. A heartbreaker for Sam Bachman. As watch the contact here. So you watch that 11 ride right in the middle of the racetrack. He's going to get into the back end of the 1, watches up the track into the 74, then he's going to clip the 007 and Sam Bachman a couple times into the fence, a couple times off the 11 ride. Finally, that car goes up and over and turtled there on the front straightaway. And that will bring out the caution flag as Sam Bachman stuck back at the rear of the field in that 30th position on the racetrack is out in front. Anthony Rosselli continues to lead the way with that 2 ride of Brady Cornett. He's been looking very, very feisty out there on the racetrack. And as we look a little deeper, you see the 611 ride. Logan Herbert, quickest in qualifying, won heat race number 1. Without the redraw, he would have started back in position, or he would have started in position number 1 this afternoon. Unfortunately for that redraw, it takes the 611 ride from starting pole position all the way back into position number 9. And he's already worked himself now inside the top 5, so he's around 4 drivers here and quickly working his way back up towards the front of the field. So the 611, Logan Herbert, he's got some extra get up and go here this afternoon as well. As we go back to green flag racing, the 7 ride of Anthony Rosselli trying to keep all these drivers back there at bay as here comes Logan Herbert. Herbert down low looking to try to make it 3 wide for position number 3. They're actually 4 wide down and out of corner number 4. I don't know how we stay clean and green. As here you go, the 7 ride washes up the racetrack, opens up the inside lane. Somehow or another, Logan Herbert now out in front. They're wrecking back there behind him. We'll have to wait and see how iRacing scores this one and puts those drivers back into position. But Logan Herbert, he was there. He was ready to pounce, and he was about to beat our new race leader. We'll have to wait and see if iRacing will keep him there there at the front of the field as we'll take a look back and see what happens here. A lot of drivers getting tied up down through corner number 1 and 2, and take a look here. Oh, we already see the 92 rider Tristan Ladisser turned around. Oh, brother. This is a heartbreaker for Tristan. It looks like potentially Nick Brundage going to get in there a little too deep here. Brundage sends it in there. Gets in a little too deep. Gets into that Yorker Transport Company number 92, right? See Elliot Kamesh getting a little damage there as well, but that's where things get stacked up. The 27 collected in that. He's going to get clipped. He goes up the racetrack. The 26 is Sebastian Labonte. Philip Blanchard, nowhere to go as Ladisser goes up and off the banking. The 21 ARB main winner in there as well, getting some damage. Same with Kenneth Coe and so many other competitors here. Unfortunately, just really nothing that they could do. They're just trying to hang on and keep themselves out of trouble, and unfortunately, they're just surrounded by the trouble here as not a whole lot they can do. Contact there in front of them, and then all of a sudden things just get a little bit out of control here in quarter number 2, and a lot of drivers getting some pretty good damage right there as we get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing, as it does look like Logan Herbert will be put back into the 3rd position there, so he was at least able to gain a couple spots there with that caution flag, but nonetheless, he slides back from what could have been a big move to the front of the field, and it puts Anthony Rosselli, who made that mistake down through 1 and 2 and washed up the racetrack, now back out in front. So Rosselli sitting back in the catbird seat. He's looking to use that to his advantage and keep himself as our race leader as we quickly go back to the caution flag here. So cautions breeding cautions. Looks like Taylor Wasson now going to run into issues. Let's take a quick look back here as the restart, and Wasson, white 07 ride right there. He's working the inside lane. Looks like contact off the start. Gets into one of the outside fences right there. You see 4 right up. CJ LeBaire nowhere to go. That whole left front tire on that 07 ride is absolutely shredded off after making that initial contact and going down into one of those inside walls down through 3 and 4. Unfortunately, just tears that 07 ride apart. He's trying to get that thing down pit side and trying to get the crew to go to work there as he'll be down pit side. Same with CJ LeVere and Aaron Brown also going down pit side, looking to get some repairs done to their rides. As out in front, Anthony Rosselli going to keep on holding on to this race lead, and Stephen Ryan just trying to keep every one of these drivers back there behind him. If he keeps hitting these restarts and keeps keeping these drivers back there, before you know it, the laps are going to click down, and he may be in a prime position to maybe pick up a checkered flag here this afternoon. Obviously, being at the front of the field is always the spot you want to be. But these caution flags, I don't know if they're helping or hurting this 7 ride. The last caution flag definitely didn't help him, but the one before that helped him as he washed up the racetrack. He was bound to go from first back to about 3rd, 4th, maybe even 5th position with that move, and all of a sudden the caution flag comes out right there as he goes up the racetrack, and kind of a saving grace as he was able to gain those spots back and right back into the race lead. So a good break there for the 7 ride as the Van Sickle Electric number 7 ride going to get ready for another big restart as Larry Ward says, let's go Dirty Deuce. Damian Ward cheering on Mr. Ward out there on the speedway, who still sits in that 5th position. He's been having a pretty decent night and maybe just trying to keep his car out of trouble, trying to keep that car pointed in the right direction, see if he can try to work himself to the front of the field as we get him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to battle here in this one. Out in front, the 7 ride of Anthony Rosselli gonna try to keep these drivers back here at bay, but there is a lot of hungry drivers looking to pick up a checkered flag, looking to try to help their championship hunt out just a little bit more. And some of those drivers like Zach Weisenflute, Brady Cornett, the 6'11", and Logan Herbert, they know that time's running out to try to gain positions and gain time to be able to leapfrog some of those other drivers in that points championship, especially with Elliot Kamesh right there in position number 7. He's looking down low as our points leader here in the QS Racing League coming into this afternoon. He's looking to try to work his way inside the top 5 and keep these great finishes continuing to roll for the 20 machine this evening. Is out in front, Anthony Rosselli trying to hang on to this race lead. They're almost 3 wide here in the front of the field. Down low, the 6'11", and Logan Herbert goes for the big slide job there over Rosselli, door to door, down across the line. Logan Herbert Herbert scored as the race leader that time by the start-finish line, but the 7 ride of Anthony Rosselli, he is not giving up. Contact deeper in the field as they're 2, 3, 4 wide throughout the racing surface. Everyone trying to work their way to the front of the field as we see the caution flag come back out. And I do believe this time that 6'11" ride of Logan Herbert will stay as our race leader. So great work there from the 6'11" to be able to rebound from the tough redraw, going from first back to ninth, and all of a sudden throughout the start of this feature event, he's worked himself down to the front of the field as Kenny Cudney going to run into some issues here. You see that 143 ride. Molt is right in front of him. They're going to make a little contact. They get bouncing off each other. Unfortunately, the 43 trying to get himself pointed back in the right direction, comes back up the racetrack. You see that 25 go down the speedway all the way down towards the boats and the trailers and the safety netting down there, the snow fencing down on the bottom side of the racetrack as he'll find some dirt, able to climb back up that hill. He'll go down pit side to get some repairs as the caution flag does come out there. So a tough break for the 25 of Kenny Cudney, running into some issues right there as we'll get everyone ready to rock and roll. There goes the pace truck. Everyone will get lined back up and ready to go back to battle here in this one as you can see Kenny Cudney get back out there onto the racetrack here. He's looking to try to keep himself on the lead lap, I do believe, as out in front, Logan Herbert, our new race leader, able to go from 9th to 1st here early in this race in that number 6'11" ride. He's looking very, very feisty here this afternoon, and after only 12, 13 laps of this feature event, to be all of a sudden at the front of the field, being able to pass all these amazing drivers, it's got to be very disheartening for the rest of these cats out there on the speedway, knowing that they're going to have to try to figure out a way to jump up here and beat that 6'11" ride. But pretty long race, 55 laps. There's still a lot of time for somebody to make a mistake, somebody to figure something out there, especially as this racetrack continues to take shape. We're going to see it continue to lose grip. We're going to continue to see contact as Brady Cornett gets in there. They're going to stack up here. A big wreck, a parking lot down through corner number 1 and 2. And the caution flag quickly back out onto the racetrack. Oh, brother. What are we talking about here, gentlemen? Oh my gosh. How in the world do we see this happen again? Brady Cornett sends it in there down low. He's been getting these big runs, working that inside lane. Unfortunately, you can get these big runs, but you can't take him into the back bumper of the driver in front of you, and that's exactly what he does. Clips our race leader, clips our second place drivers. Rosselli goes up and off the banking. You see everyone else pile in there as well. Heavy damage there for Brady Cornett. Heavy damage for Foster and for CJ LeVere, the 35 ride, getting collected there in that one, as well as a bunch of these drivers just unfortunately getting tied up and taken out right there. Oh man, Benoit Savoy, Theo Bassetti in there as well. A lot of drivers all of a sudden finding themselves in a tough position. Logan Herbert's taking his car down pit side for repairs here. A tough break for what was our race leader before that contact. And all of a sudden we're going to see potentially the 32 ride of Damian Ward, our race leader here. We'll have to wait and see where the officials score this and put drivers, as that may have just wiped out half of our top 10 right there, if not even more of half our top 10. Put them to the rear of the field here. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see where everyone gets lined up, where everyone will get scored. As man, that is a heartbreaker for the 6'11" ride of Logan Herbert, Anthony Rosselli. All these drivers, they are going to be scored back there deeper in the field. So Logan Herbert goes from leading this race to all of a sudden back in 26th position. Brady Cornett there in 27th. Anthony Rosselli there in 28th. I'm sure they're not going to be very happy with that too right after the contact. Logan Herbert going from first all the way back to 26 for this restart as Damian Ward now out in front as Braden Ward says, let's go, Damian. Cheered on Damian out there on the speedway as we do see the caution flag coming right back out here as cautions seeming to continue to breed cautions here this afternoon. And again, looks like Aaron Brown and Patrick Molt is going to run into each other here and have some issues on this restart as Drivers are trying to figure out where they're supposed to go. The 007 ride at Taylor Watson, a little bit of a jump right there, but the 56 slams into that 11 ride, comes down, collects the 43, and we'll take him around. And as that car pointed in the wrong direction, stopped on the racetrack with our race leaders coming right up to him. That's where the caution flag will be displayed. So a tough break right there for the 143. A tough break there for couple of those drivers is taking some pretty heavy damage, and unfortunately they'll go to the back of the pack and they'll get ready to go back to battle. As man, I can only imagine what the voice chat is talking right now, man. These drivers, I feel there's a lot of them that are pretty happy with how things have gone now with some of the contact over the last few laps. I'm sure the 32 of Damian Ward, he's probably loving it. Zach Weissenflew, Elliot Gamesh, they're probably not too upset about the contact. Same with Sebastian Labonte or some of these other drivers up inside our top 5, top 10. But for some of the other ones that have ran into issues already this afternoon, like Tristan Lattiser, who's trying to work his way back up towards the front. Nate Brundage there as well with him, trying to work his way back up there towards the front of the field. But for a race leader like Logan Herbert to go from first back to 26, that one has got to sting. And I'm sure he is he's going to be driving like a bat out of hell throughout the field, trying to work his way back up towards the front. But there's still a lot of laps left, still a lot of opportunities to work himself back up there, but still deep in this field is Kenny Cuddy. He's going to stop up there in corner number 2 and take his car down pit side. Is Oliver Sorois and the 007 of Sam Bachman also off the speedway here as well. Actually, Sorois still out there, but he is a couple laps down. Kenny Cuddy is off the racetrack now. Sam Bachman also off the speedway, so tough break for a few of those drivers that have either called it a night now or are still down pit road. As we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Double file restarts once again as Damian Ward out in front, continue to lead the way. The number 24 is Zach Weisenflew. They're in position number 2 as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to battle. They're ready to duke it out again here this evening as Damian Ward, he definitely has a little bit of damage on that ride, but doesn't look like much to affect it. More of cosmetic issues for that 32. And Zach Weissenflew, that car looking pretty much picture perfect there in position number 2. Same with Elliot Gamesh back there in 3rd. And for our points leader to be sitting here in position number 3 on the speedway, and knowing that some of his counterparts, some of those other drivers inside our top 5 for the championship, they're back a little deeper in the field as we're trying to get things figured out here. And all these drivers lined up to where they need to be for this restart. As it looks like everyone's going to get lined up here again. A little bit of an extended restart here as Rosselli back here deep in the field. He was bound to have a solid, top 5, top 10 run, maybe even a dub here this afternoon for the Fast Line Performance Van Sinkle Electric number 7 ride. And he's back here deep in the field, and got to be a lot of upset drivers as of right now. A lot of these drivers are probably not very happy as we go back to green flag racing. Hopefully this time we'll see some good green flag laps out there on the speedway as Damian Ward continues to lead the way. Ward out in front with Zach Weisenflew there in position number 2. Elliot Gamesh back there in 3rd, but we quickly see the caution flag come back out. Yellow flag back out on the racetrack here. It's Brad Mikulowski going to run into some issues here. Let's take a look at this beautiful number 23M as the DIRTcar Day Performance ride. Going to the outside here. He's got Sean McPhee, Tristan Lattiser right there. They're going to make a little contact there. 3 wide down into corner number 3 and 4. And sure if maybe the one of McPhee gets a little contact here. Now the 23 definitely pokes his nose in there and gets this big run in, especially going 3 wide in behind that 92. You see the one ride trying to roll down to the inside lane, realizing that they are 3 wide here, and Sean McPhee down on the bottom side. You see that tail end kind of whip around just a little bit. I think he's going to make a little contact right there with the 23, and that just kind of loses the front nose and launches up the racetrack here, sideways up over the banking, and Goes airborne there for a quick second and tries to keep it on all four and does a great job of keeping it there on all four tires and not going upside down or not making contact with that outside fence. And luckily enough, doesn't look like too much damage there for that 23 ride. So a good break there for him as we'll get everyone stacked up, racked up, and ready to try this one all over again. As out in front, it's Damian Ward. Ward continuing to lead the way here this afternoon. Zach Weisenflew, Elliot Gamesh, Sebastian Labonte, Anthony Morano are top five with Kevin Heber, Kenneth Coe, Tristan Lannister, Sean McPhee, and Nick Brundage. Rounding out our top 10 here as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from Lernerville Speedway as race number 6 of the QS Racing League back to battle. As out in front, Damian Ward with a great restart there over Zach Weisenflew. Weisenflew trying to hunt him down as right there starting to open up a little bit of a gap now between our top three as maybe no caution flag as of yet, but we did see there a couple drivers running into some issues, but no caution flag. We keep it clean and green, and Damian Ward loves to see that. Starting to open up a little bit of a gap now between himself and Zach Weisenflew. As Weisenflew trying to hold on to that second position. It's Elliot Gamesh all over his back bumper. Can Gamesh work his way up into that second spot? They make a little bit of contact as the 24 wash up the speedway. Lost a ton of momentum, and Gamesh will be able to drive up and take position number 2 away from that 24 ride. So Elliot Gamesh, our points leader, now into that second spot as here comes Sebastian Labonte. Brand new looking ride here for the Premier Racing Setups, number 26, and he's looking to try to work this 26 right up towards the front of the field, is now scored in that 4th position. Kevin Heber there in position number 5 with Kenneth Coe. Tristan Lannister now up inside the top 10 once again. Same with Sean McPhee as McPhee has been working his way up and through the traffic all afternoon. Nick Brundage, who unfortunately made contact early in this race with that 92 ride of Lannister, and both going around here, and both drivers trying to battle back inside the top 10. As you look a little farther back, you do see the 6'11 rider, Logan Herbert. Herbert now into the 13th position. He's working down low, looking for position number 12 as he was our race leader. Contact on one of those restarts had him turn around in front of the field, and unfortunately went from position number 1 all the way back outside our top 25 on the racetrack. And here he is, just a few moments later, working his way back up towards the front as Kenneth Coe gets stopped up on corner number 4, and the caution flag will come out. Caution flag will come out here. Kenneth Coe gonna go around, and unfortunately, looks like he's gonna get stopped on the racetrack. Let's take a look right here at the 22 ride as he works the outside lane. Looks like he may get a little contact from the 92 of Tristan Lannister, and gets up over the banking, does not want to roll back out onto the racetrack, so he gets stopped there on the speedway, and that's where we'll see that caution flag fly as he's still on the racing surface right there. At least that's what iRacing counts as the racing surface, and that will bring out the caution flag for the parked 22 ride. So we'll get everyone stacked back up, everyone ready to go back to battle here again this afternoon. More drivers down pit side getting some work done to their cars, getting ready to go back to battle here in this one as Damian Ward continues to keep this race lead, but now we'll have Elliot Gamesh right there to his outside as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to battle here this evening as we're halfway through this race, 25 laps down and 30 laps left to go here this afternoon. So it's a regular afternoon shootout here for these drivers as this is going to be very, very interesting here this afternoon as we'll have to wait and see what these drivers can do, where they can go, where they can find their speed and try to work themselves towards the front of the field as very, very interesting here this afternoon on what these drivers are able to do, where they're able to navigate themselves on the racetrack to be able to try to work themselves to the front of the field here. And a lot of these drivers probably not having the best of afternoons, probably not the happiest drivers out there on the speedway. So a lot of these cats are driving like bats out of hell here this afternoon, trying to work themselves back to the front of the pack here and trying to salvage what they can here this afternoon as we go back to Green Flag Racing. Is out in front, the 32 ride of Mr. Damian Ward continues to lead the way. Ward out in front with Elliot Gamesh there in position number 2. Zach Weisenflue will hold on to the 3rd spot. Is Sebastian Labonte there in 4th, and then we see Tristan Leducer trying to take that 5th spot away from Kevin Hebert. As Kevin trying to hold on to position number 5, a little contact deeper in the field, but look down low. Here comes that 6'11" of Logan Herbert. Herbert back inside the top 10. Logan Herbert from deep in the field, now back inside the top 10 here in that 6'11" ride as we saw some contact down the back straightaway and looked like Anthony Ramsey gonna run into some issues here. He's battling with the 56 of Aaron Brown, the 7 ride. Brady Cornett right there as well, and Cornett's going to come down the racetrack as the 8 comes up there ever so slightly. They make contact. The 8 loses the front nose. He's going to get turned around, pointing in the wrong direction, trying to get that car pointed back in the right direction. And that's where we'll see that caution flag fly. So a quick caution flag, not too much damage there for the 8 ride. And Ramsey will keep on rocking and rolling there on the speedway as we'll get ready to go back to battle here again in this one. Another restart for Damian Ward and all these drivers to try to keep each other in line, try to keep each other in check here for this restart once again as, man, some great battle and some great racing too. 3 wide out there on the speedway, but these caution flags, brother, they are killing us here this afternoon. I know these drivers, they want to see clean and green racing. They want to be able to work themselves around the racetrack and use some of the open ground here, but I think for some of these other drivers that are a little deeper in the field after having contact running into issues early in this race, like Logan Herbert, like Tristan Leducer, like Nick Brundage and Sean McPhee, able to get these caution flags. It's really tightening this field back up and allowing them to kind of leapfrog a lot of different drivers and work themselves back up into the hunt here for the win this afternoon. And now that's not good news if you're Elliot Gamesh, if you're Damian Ward or Zach Weisenflue. You don't want to have those drivers right back to you battling here for what could be the race win this evening. As here you go, Damian Ward once again out in front, just wound up here on the outside lane as Lattiser trying to take position number 4 away from the 26 of Sebastian Labonte. Labonte going to go for a big slide job right there, is down low. The 6'11 of Logan Herbert, but the caution flag will be displayed here once again. So it looks like William Rassin going to run into issues here. The number 35 ride, the Tawny Manico number 35 machine here, going to run into some issues himself. 2 wide right in front of him. That's Alex Brisebois and a couple other drivers. And looks like he's going to get a piece of Brisebois and almost turns Brisebois. You see Rosselli and the 74 ride both going almost upside down. The 75 or the 7 ride actually does go upside down. No, that's the 35. Both cars look dang near identical, but take a look here at it once again as it looks like that 35 machine just going to get in there a little too deep. Lifts that 17 ride, spins him around, and then everyone else piling in there. Unfortunately, up into the outside fence. The 35 does go upside down. Heavy damage there for a lot of these drivers as the caution flag will be displayed, and we'll get ready to go back to battle once again here this afternoon as in front, Damian Ward gonna have to get ready for another big restart here this evening. As once again, I do apologize. I don't know why my iRacing just keeps dropping frames. We're down to 20 frames a second here. I don't know what's going on with iRacing itself here for us this afternoon, and we do apologize for that. Hopefully it clears itself back up again. It usually does this for a couple seconds and then goes back to our regular 200 frames a second. So I don't know what's going on here. There we go. We're getting back there. It's clearing up. Trying to clear itself up here as Damian Ward getting ready to go back to battle. Zach Weisenflue right there on his back bumper. Ellie Gamesh there to ends outside as you do see that 92 ride. Lattiser now into position number 4. Logan Herbert now into position number 6 as contact right there on the restart. Look out. Oh, baby, I thought we were going to see a bunch more drivers get collected there across the start-finish line. as Brady Cornett working that inside lane. He's trying to work himself back inside the top 10 as he looks down low underneath Fabrice Bois and Kevin Hebert in that number 27 of Benoit Savoy, as we are going to see the caution flag come back out. So the caution flag will be displayed here once again. We'll take another look at it here. Now I don't see, looks like Taylor Lawson and Patrick Maltix coming back into it again here as the 007 down low. Looks like he's gonna send it through the middle here. Oh, the 43. Patrick gets in there a little bit too far, gets a piece of him, gets him loose. The 07 ride trying to catch that car, trying to keep it pointed the right direction. The 143 trying to get checked up. The driver's behind him getting into that 143. Chain reaction, unfortunately, heavy damage there for that 07 ride. See that car crab walking as he heads down pit road to get some repairs here. Same with CJ LeVere and a lot of these other drivers as another caution flags. Cautions continue to breed cautions here this evening, and man, oh man, we're going to get ready for another restart here. And Damian Ward, he's been right on cue with each and every one of these restarts, trying to keep all these drivers back there at bay. But as we roll once again under the yellow flag here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't already, please do us a favor. Make sure, guys, it's absolutely free to do. Help us out here a ton on Peacemaker Gaming and show the love here for each and every one of these drivers out there on the racetrack. All you got to do is hit the like button on the live stream right now. If you open up YouTube or Facebook or just click on the screen, you should be able to see that like button or reaction button. Hit those reactions, hit that like button for us, and if you haven't already, smash that follow button, smash that subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family here this afternoon. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. The 32 of Damian Ward down through corner 3 and out of 4. We'll see that green flag fly once again. Look out, Tristan Lannister almost going around right there on the restart. Luckily enough, he's able to save that car, keep it pointing the right direction, but I opened up the door down low for Logan Herbert as look out, here comes Herbert. Slide job back to the front of the field for a split moment, but the crossover out of the 32. Damian Ward will stay there in the top spot, and here comes Elliot Gamesh. They're 3 wide here at the front of the field as they're 4 wide, battling back there behind them. The slide jump once again out of Logan Herbert as Damian Ward gonna try to clear him down across the line, door to door for the race lead. A big slider right there, a great crossover out of the 611 as Logan Herbert looking to try to stay in front of the 32. They'll both slide up the racetrack down through 3 and out of 4. It gets tight, they make a little contact. They're trying to keep their cars pointed in the right direction as the crossover out of the 611 ride right there is Damian Ward up the racetrack down through 1 and 2 as the caution flag will be displayed. The caution flag will come out now. We'll have to wait and see where iRacing scores these drivers, and I do believe it will be the 611 of Logan Herbert back to the front of the field. So Logan Herbert, after winning the pole position, quickest in qualifying, he won heat race number 1. He was supposed to start in that first position, but the redraw takes him from P1 back to position number 9. As early in this race, he has to work himself back up through a lot of fast cats. He's able to do it rather quickly and work his way to the front of the field, but after leading laps at the front, contact between himself and Brady Cornett spins him around in front of the field on one of our restarts. That 611 ride all of a sudden goes from first back to about the rear of the field in the 26th, 27th position on the racetrack, and from that point he's been able to work himself now back through all the traffic, all the carnage and mayhem, and back to the front of the field as Logan Herbert once again is our race leader here in this one. What a run and what a drive, as we did see Damian Ward go down pit side here. Damian Ward gonna give up position number 2 to come down pit road and get repairs. A heartbreaker right there for the 32 ride. That's going to put him deep in the field here again this afternoon as the 32 goes from position number 2 now down pit road as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Bear with us again as iRacing frame rate has dropped through the floor. Hopefully it gets fixed up as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Logan Herbert, Elliot Gamesh 1 and 2 on the speedway is down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. The green flag back out here at Lernerville Speedway. Logan Herbert leading the way with Tristan Lanuser there in position number 3, trying to take that second spot away from Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh sitting there in that second spot on the racetrack, trying to keep these drivers back there at bay as Tristan Lanuser there in position number 3. Zach Weisen flew there in 4th with Sebastian Labonte rounding out our top 5 here on the racetrack. He's got the 71 ride. Kevin Heber working to his outside as the 1 of Sean McPhee right there in position number 7. As the caution flag will come back out here once again, as looks like Taylor Wassing going to run into some issues again in the 07 ride. Working the inside groove. Looks like he's going to get in there. He's going to lean on the 024. And then the 024, Sorrell is going to get into the back end of him there. Spins him around. Nowhere to go for the 11 right as Joseph Groom gets into him. Spins him around even more. And that's what will bring the caution flag back out here once again. So another quick restart, a quick caution flag as Logan Herbert continues to lead the way here this afternoon in what's been a fairly chaotic race. A lot of caution flags and a lot of chaos here this evening for each and every one of these drivers, as Dean Reynolds says, feel bad for you, brother. A horrible race to announce, laughed out loud. It's definitely a tough one. I've had tougher. That's for certain. I've had tougher. They're definitely very, very strenuous. The build-up for each and every one of these restarts and trying to keep everyone on the edge of their seats and trying to keep people engaged and locked into these races. It's definitely a tough job to do, especially when we see so many caution flags. But nonetheless, we'll continue to keep on keeping on here this afternoon, and we'll get ready to see how this one plays out. See if we get another 20 caution flags, or if we'll see if we can get 20 laps of green flag racing. Nonetheless, as we'll get ready to go to battle here in this one, we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we will crank it up here this afternoon for our 8th main feature event. Ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers here from Lernerville Speedway. Alrighty, a quick caution flag right there as a bunch of drivers got locked together once again. That was Foster and the Benoit Savoy all collected right there. We saw Anthony Ramsey, Oliver Sorowis, 2 of Brady Cornett collected in there. The 7 ride of Anthony Rosselli also getting some damage there in that one as another caution flag as we'll get ready to rock and roll here again with another restart as on here with our Peacemaker Gaming crank it up as we'll get ready to go back to battle in just a few more moments. So enjoy the sights and sounds around the beautiful Lernerville Speedway. Alrighty, Aaron Brown gonna go around, and that will bring the caution flag back out, and that will bring a close to our Peacemaker Gaming crank it up here this afternoon as we saw Brown there just for a quick split second go for a loop-de-loop down the front straightaway. Take a look back and see what happens here to the 56 ride as he's working the inside lane and Sean McBee there to his outside, the 144 also right there trying to poke his nose to the outside, and that's where the contact will happen as the 56 trying to go up the racetrack just a little bit, unfortunately tags that back bumper of the 144 Philip Blanchard, and as they make contact, the front nose just going to kick around the Super DIRTcar Series FTM Motorsports, the Full Throttle Motorsports Tommy Gunn Customs 56 ride. Going to go for a loop-de-loop right there, and unfortunately stopped on the racetrack. Here comes Oliver Sorowis and everybody else trying to avoid contact. They do a great job of avoiding that 56 ride there as the caution flag does come back out. So late in this race, another late restart as Logan Herbert continues to lead the way here at Lernerville Speedway. He is in front. He is looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon as Dean Rell says, don't let off, laugh out loud. Yes, Sirski, you know it, Dino. You know it, brother, as we get ready to go back to battle. We get ready to set these drivers back loose here this afternoon as Logan Herbert looking to try to pick up what would be an absolutely amazing win this afternoon. Amazing comeback here for that number 611 right here this evening. The paint truck will pull off. We'll go back to green flag racing. Only 9 more laps left to go. This time by the start finish line. Actually 10 more laps left to go. As we'll score that as our 11th lap to go there as we are back to battle. Logan Herbert out in front, but here comes Kristen Laddister right there into position number 2 as he slides up in front of the 20 ride of Elliot Gamache. Now here comes Zach Whiteson flew right there. He'll do the exact same thing as Logan Herbert trying to hang on to this race lead. He's looking to try to keep all these drivers back there at bay as another caution flag will be displayed. The caution flag will come back out once again as again it looks like Taylor Wasson running into issues here. So we'll keep an eye on the 07, the white 07 machine working the outside lane here down through corner number 3 and 4. It looks like contact up in front of him. He's got nowhere to go. He gets bound and tied up into that. He's the only driver, though, to go around, but a lot of different drivers getting some pretty heavy contact into that one. It starts a little closer towards the front here. I do believe the 2 rider, Brady Cornett, poking his nose to the outside, gets a big run right here. Tries to get to the outside of Alex Brisebois, and all of a sudden they're 3 wide, and I don't think that the 2 rider realized that. I don't think Brisebois or the 141 of Blanchard realized that, and that's what gets Brisebois and Brady Cornett up into the outside fence. You see Kenneth Coe getting tied up into it, and Anthony Rosselli, Taylor Wasson, Benoit Savoy all getting slammed into that, as well as see Brady Cornett trying to keep that car pointing the right direction. There goes Taylor Wasson, turned around as the 2 ride the Blackjack Racing Machine. And some more issues here this afternoon. That will bring out yet again another caution flag, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here this evening. As out in front, Logan Herbert leads the way, but it's a good battle here at the front of the field. These guys have been just waiting patiently, waiting to pounce, and inside 10 laps left to go now. Logan Herbert leads the way, but can he hang on to that race lead? We've seen Elliot Gamesh try to take the top spot away from him. Now we see Tristan Lattiser up into position number 2. Zach Weisenflew right there as well. Nick Brundage inside the top 5 in that 916 machine, as we're going to stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing. Looks like we will get an extended caution flag here. We're getting ready to go back to green flag, but caution flag will come right back out here, as once again we do apologize for iRacing just miraculously every once in a while dropping our frame rate from 200 down to 20 here. I think my PC needs a reset, but unfortunately to reset my PC we'd have to end the live stream, so we're just going to have to try to deal with it, as everyone's going to have to wait for the pace truck to roll back out onto the racetrack here, as the 611 Logan Herbert continues to lead the way. There's the pace truck. He'll pick up the field, and we'll keep on rocking and rolling here. So we'll get ready for this restart. Drivers bound to go back to battle. Everyone ready to work and go to war here once again as the Warhorse 24. Zach Weisenflew made a couple big moves here throughout this race. We'll have to wait and see if he has another one left in the tank here. See if he can get something on this restart. As double file here for this restart, as the 611 of Logan Herbert back to the lap pedal. A great restart. Quickly open up a couple car lengths there between himself and Lattiser. Lattiser trying to hold on to that second spot, but down low, a big run coming out of Zach Weisenflew and Elliot Gamesh. The 916 gonna slide up in front of him as well. Contact up into the outside fence goes that 916 ride. Look out, the 144 Philip Blanchard gonna run into issues. He goes upside down in the caution flag back out onto the racetrack. Philip Blanchard goes for a wild ride and now takes his car down pit side, as the 144 so far throughout this race has been pretty clean and green, and unfortunately last couple caution flags he's had nowhere to go. His contact in front of him, all of a sudden they just stack in there. You see Damian Ward getting a little piece of that one. Benoit Savoy, Aaron Brown gonna get in there as well, and that 144 goes upside down. Heavy damage as he takes it down pit road. Let's take it back here. We're gonna take another look at this one. Contact in front of all these drivers. Everyone trying to work their way through all the action and everything else. You watch the 916 here of Nick Brundage. Now he's a little farther forward. Here he is, the red and black car. Position number 4 slides in front of the 92 of Tristan Lattiser, and they make contact, and it just straightens out that 916 ride and gives him a little catwalk. He washes up into the outside fence. There goes the 26, the 1 rider McPhee trying to get through there. See Kevin Hebert nowhere to go, and 144 drives in there, gets heavy contact, heavy damage there. Everyone trying to figure out where to go here, and unfortunately for Philip Blanchard, he's going to get the worst end of that deal. Same with the 27 of Benoit Savoy. Is unfortunately for the 144, he is down pit side, and I'm not sure if he's going to be sliding back out onto the racetrack anytime soon, as Logan Herbert out in front continue to lead the way here late in this race. We only got a handful of laps left to go here, ladies and gentlemen. We inch closer and closer to our checkered flag. Who's going to be able to get it done? Who's going to be able to pick up the win here this evening from Lernerville Speedway and what's been a chaotic, chaos-filled race here this afternoon. A lot of drivers going from the front to the back, to the front to the back, and back and forth and back and forth. And right now, one of those drivers has been able to rebound from that, the 611 ride. He's out in front. Logan Herbert looking to try to cash in and pick up the checker flag here this afternoon with only 6 more laps left to go. Down the back straightaway, nice and easy, down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He will see that high five from our flag man. 5 more laps here this afternoon. Logan Herbert trying to pick up the checkered flag, but we will see the caution flag come back out. Caution flag back out onto the racetrack. This time looks like Alex Brisebois and Damian Ward potentially getting together here. Let's take a look and see what happens. As Damian Ward down low, he's working himself back inside the top 10 here on the Speedway. Down low, I'm not sure if he's going to just wash up the track. He gets into the one ride of Sean McPhee. Nowhere to go for McPhee there as he just gets slammed into right here as Damian Ward washes up the racetrack, and then Alex Brisebois nowhere to go. Up and over the nose there of that 32. Luckily enough, everyone. Oh no, Anthony Ramsey unfortunately gets in there, gets a pretty good lick into that 32 ride as well. And fortunately for the Kenny Cudney Performance 32 machine, he's going to have some pretty good damage on that car once again. That tire, that left front, pretty busted up there. You see a weeble wobble and pointing in the wrong direction here. You see Alex Brisebois trying to work his way back out onto the racetrack after that hit and all that damage there as well for that 17 machine. As another caution flag and another restart late in this race as out in front Logan Herbert continues to lead the way. Another lap down here with 5 more laps left to go. How many more caution flags do we see, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Do we see 2 more caution flags? Do you see no more caution flags? Or do you see, what do you think? Maybe 5 more? We got 5 laps. Maybe 5 more caution flags, or 4 laps, maybe 4 more caution flags. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, we may have, a little bit of super dirt car overtime here this afternoon as well. Who knows? We may see multiple green-white checkers here to try to finish off this afternoon. So could get very, very interesting in a quick hurry as the 611 of Logan Herbert continues to lead the way. Herbert out in front with Zach Weisenflue in position number 2. Ellie Kamesh there in third with Nick Brundage in position number 4. Tristan Lannister there in position number 5 on the Speedway. With Sebastian Labonte, who's had a pretty solid night all evening here, up inside the top 10 for the 26 ride as he rolls in position number 6. Sean McPhee trying to rebound after a tough heat race and working his way deep from the field and bounced around quite a few times with a 1 ride up into 7th with Kevin Hebert there behind him. Brady Cornett there in 9th and Gabriel Foster rounding out our top 10 as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. The 611 of Logan Herbert sees that green flag fly. Quickly, green flag back out here onto the racetrack as only 4 more laps left to go, but the caution flag will quickly come right back out. Caution flag will be displayed once again as Tristan Lannister here, unfortunately, he's going to run into some more issues. Sitting in that 5th position on the restart, looking to have a great run and try to gain a couple spots again late in this race. Unfortunately, it looks like the 1 ride of Sean McPhee going to get in there a little too deep. Gets into the back end of that 92 ride. He gets turned around, pointed in the wrong direction. That will put us under the caution flag again here this afternoon. So everyone's going to have to wait here for, I do believe, the pace truck to catch up, and everyone going to keep on rocking and rolling as the 611 of Logan Herbert. There he goes. He's able to get back there. I don't know if he had to maybe quickly go pee or something there as everyone's trying to get lined up and ready to go back to green flag racing. Now, this feature event has taken a lot longer than I think a lot of these drivers were expecting. It's now rolled into about 53 minutes here just for this A-main feature event. This has been a long race for a lot of these drivers. It's a long time sitting in the cockpit waiting for this one to come to a close, and everything else is everyone's just trying to work themselves through it, trying to keep themselves focused out there on the racetrack. Is Paige Harlow. Paige coming in, hitting that subscribe button over on YouTube. Paige, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Coming in, smashing that subscribe button, becoming a brand new member of our YouTube stream. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do exactly what Paige just did. Hit that subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family over there on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitch here today as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. This time I do believe we'll see that green flag come out with, I do believe, 3 laps left to go here. Logan Herbert leading the way here this evening. He's looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. He's trying to keep everyone on their toes for this restart, and he's able to time it perfectly and get a big launch. There's 3 more laps left to go, and a little bit of a gameplay right there, a little bit of a change up for a lot of these drivers. Is the 6'11" Logan Herbert out in front with 2 more laps left to go, hence a massive advantage between himself and Zach Weisenflew. Ellie Gamesh there in third, Nick Brundage back in fourth, and Kevin Hebert now inside the top 5 as Logan Herbert leads the way. Nice and easy down through quarter number 3 and out at quarter number 4. We will see that white flag fly one more time around here for Logan Herbert as Herbert down through quarter number 3 and into quarter number 4. The 6'11" rider Logan Herbert will pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. Logan Herbert will get it done and pick up the win here this evening. Logan Herbert picking up the dub with Zach Weisenflew and Elliot Gamesh rounding out our top 3 here this evening. Nick Brundage there in 5th, and Sebastian Labonte, a great run in the 26th ride. The Premier Racing Setups machine will come home in position number 5 here this afternoon. Man, what a run, what a drive by each and every one of these drivers as Logan Herbert picking up the win, getting the job done here this afternoon. What a run, what a race, and what a performance here by each and every one of these drivers. My boy, Dean Reynolds, Dino, coming in, showing the love there on Facebook, dropping that like on the stream as well. I appreciate that, Dean. As up and in the Lernerville Speedway victory lane, the number 6'11" rider, Logan Herbert, he is ready to party. He is ready to celebrate here with this dub this afternoon as we'll get ready to pull him up and into the Peacemaker Gaming broadcast booth here this afternoon. As, and what a run, what a drive here by each and every one of these competitors, man. A very interesting race, a very wild one here in this one as we'll pull Logan up here into the broadcast booth right now. Hey Logan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Gotcha.
Logan, man, what a crazy race, a wild one here this afternoon. Obviously, a ton of caution flags, a lot of back and forth, but things were looking bleak for you right out of the get-go. From being quickest in qualifying, picking up that pole position, winning heat race number 1, you're bound to start in the top spot here for this feature event. All of a sudden, the redraw comes out. You go from 1st back to 9th, and all of a sudden, you work yourself through the traffic, through some of the chaos there at the front of the field early in this race, and quickly you find yourself out in front and leading this one, picking right up where you left off in those heat races. All of a sudden, on one of those caution flags, the restart comes out, and all of a sudden, contact your back bumper. You get spun around, heavy damage there to the 6'11" rider. You got to take it down pit side. You got to get repairs. You got to come back out onto the racetrack, and all of a sudden, you find yourself back in about the 26th, 27th position. You got a lot of drivers in front of you that you got to try to work yourself back through, and slowly but surely, meticulously, you're able to do that, and you find yourself battling once again inside the top 5, and then all of a sudden on a couple of those restarts, you make some moves, you get back to the front of the field, and then late in this race, you're just trying to hold them off here, and you're able to do it as you're able to put that 6'11" ride up and into the Lernerville Speedway victory lane, man. Take us back through some of that contact early on in that race between you and Brady Cornett that had you set back there to the rear of the field.
Yeah, I mean, I just had that restart and went to the bottom, and you gotta kind of slow down to get in the corner for it to hit the bottom there, and Brady just didn't see it coming and accidentally got into the back of me, and luckily it was towards the beginning of the race, and I had plenty of time to come back through the field, even though it was really eventful and wild, and just, you can describe it in very many different ways.
It was definitely very chaotic here this afternoon, as a lot of caution flags, a lot of restarts. How do you stay focused out there on the racetrack? How do you keep your eyes on the prize here, knowing that there's so many caution flags, so many trips around this racetrack here in these big block modifieds this afternoon under the yellow flag, watching that pace truck or watching those other drivers slowly out there in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta think about what you're gonna do on the next restart. I mean, we had plenty of restarts. I really stuck to the bottom all race, and that's really where I made most of my moves. I know it kind of went away there at the end, and that little like middle and 1 and 2, and then the top and 3 and 4 came in, and that's just what I stuck to.
Absolutely. Well, you stick to it, and it works out perfectly here for you this afternoon as our first race back. A lot of drivers trying to literally and figuratively knock the rust off here this afternoon after our winter break there, but you come right back out hot shoe and you put that 611 ride up and into victory lane here at Lernerville Speedway. Logan, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great drive here this evening?
Yeah, Public Enemy Subs, they, I'm part owner of the team, and, we try to help everyone out, and, I mean, it helps me out, too. I learn things every day. Sean McPhee, you for broadcasting, James, Eric, Ralph for putting this on. There's a lot more that I'm just forgetting, but that's all.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a great run, a great drive here this afternoon. Logan, congratulations on the race win. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday. Hopefully a little bit better of a race there next Sunday. A little less caution flags, but potentially maybe the same result for yourself here this afternoon.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for the number 611 ride. Logan Herbert, as Herbert picks up the win and puts himself up and into victory lane. What a run and what a drive there for that number 611 machine as he's able to get things done, able to put himself into that top spot in this very chaotic race. As we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 24 ride, Zach Weisenflew. Zach Weisenflew, he's waiting down patiently here. Let's pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Zach, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yeah, gotcha.
Zach, man, a crazy race, a wild one here this afternoon, man. Take us through this one, and from your perspective, how you made it through, how you survived this race, and you end up in position number 2 to finish things off on a high note here at Lernerville Speedway.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, they're some of the best drivers in the big blocks. You really just got to stay consistent, find that line, and be easy on the throttle, especially when it starts to slick off at Lernerville. You don't want to put yourself over the edge, and really, you just got to hold on and hope these guys don't wreck in front of you, which it gets pretty dicey, so that can happen at any moment.
Absolutely. It was definitely getting dicey out there this afternoon. A lot of back and forth, a lot of caution flags, and obviously a lot of contact for those drivers that were continuously getting tied up here this afternoon. But you're, for the most part, fairly clean out there on the speedway. You didn't run into too many issues here, but you saw a lot of that contact. Obviously, all those caution flags. What's going through your mind there throughout those caution flags, knowing that, the craziness could continue and you could be right in the middle of that in a quick hurry.
Yeah, definitely. We got into the one caution, later got spun out, and we were able to get through, put us up in the second with Damien. He got the lead. But I mean, going through the cautions, you're sitting there, it's like, well, did the lane change? What are the guys going to do behind you? They're going to throw a crazy slide job on you? What's going to happen? Because at Lernerville, it's super wide, and anything could happen at any single given moment.
Absolutely. Well, you're able to hang on to it and able to pull that 24 right up and onto the podium here this afternoon. Zach, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this evening?
Yeah, I got to thank the EPI guys over there. They got me over there. I got to thank WBCD, Brady, Will, John, all those guys over there that put those stickers on the side of the car and make this thing go fast.
Absolutely. Well, Zach, a great run and great drive here this afternoon. We can't wait to see you back out there next Sunday. Maybe right back up here in the broadcast booth. Maybe one spot better and up and into victory lane. Congratulations again, though, with that second place run here this afternoon, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good one. Hopefully I get to talk to you again.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You as well.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Zach Weisenflew. As Zach Weisenflew up and into position number 2 here this afternoon. A great run and a great drive there for the 24 ride. As we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the number 20 ride of Elliot Gamache. Gamache coming home there in that third position. A great run for the driver that was leading the points coming into this afternoon. Definitely the finish that he was hoping to have here. A solid top 3 run. Let's pull Elliot up here into the booth. Hey, Elliot, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yep.
Elliot, brother, a crazy race, a wild one, a lot of caution flags, a lot of chaos, but for the most part, you're able to keep yourself out of it and keep yourself right up here battling towards the front of the field, and to be able to finish it off in position number 3 with how this race went is definitely going to be pretty amazing for yourself. It's going to feel like a win almost in your books, especially knowing that you came into this race as the points leader, and you don't really give up a whole lot of points to anybody here this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. It was crazy. So yeah, just trying to survive every lap and find my way to the second place and race for a long time with Logan. And I got passed on a restart, and no, I just trying to survive. I think we make some points, so no, super happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to survive. That is the name of the game here this afternoon. A lot of drivers, unfortunately, running into those issues. But what's going through your mind throughout a lot of these restarts as you see a lot of the competitors that you're battling with here for that championship running into issues, going to the back of the pack, and you're able to just keep yourself out of that trouble and just keep yourself there at the front of the field. How are you feeling throughout this race?
Yeah, I was pretty mad because, it was caution after caution, so you can make a move for the lead. But yeah, I mean, Sean and Nick and even Logan got to go back at the end of the field. But yeah, Logan, it was his night, make his way to the lead. So nice win.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a crazy race there for Logan. He was able to battle himself back up there, but a lot of those caution flags to really help those drivers battle back from deep in the field. If we were able to see those drivers have some early race issues, and a lot of green flag laps could have potentially been a big points night for you here, but you'll take what you can get after a solid third place run. You're able to survive and keep yourself up here on the podium for another great run here in the Q West Racing League. Elliot, who would you like to thank for such a good job and good drive here from Lernerville Speedway?
La Groupe Ultra Fab, Amon Pizzeria, Dig Racing Product.
Beauty. Well, Elliot, a great run, a great drive here this evening, and we can't wait to see you back in action next Sunday. Hopefully a race with a few less caution flags, a little bit more green flag racing, and maybe see that 20 ride back up here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, the 20 machine of Elliot Gumach, as Elliot comes home in position number 3 here this afternoon. Definitely a wild race, definitely a wild run here in this one, as man, that was a lot of back and forth, a lot of beating and banging, a lot of craziness here this afternoon. I don't know how many caution flags we ended up with there at the end, but probably a lot more than what we should have, but nonetheless, we digress. A couple weeks off, drivers trying to get back into the swing of things, and a bit of a slick, tough racetrack. Everyone trying to get everything they can, and unfortunately, a lot of contact, a lot of caution flags. But at the end of the day, as the dust settles here at Lernerville Speedway, it is Logan Herbert who picks up the checkered flag and puts that 611 right up and into victory lane here at Lernerville Speedway for race number 6 of the Q West Racing League. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, showing the love here all afternoon. Everyone, the likes, the comments, the shares. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I will see you guys back in here next Sunday. But you'll probably see me live again tomorrow afternoon for a little something. I don't know what we're going to be doing. I don't know if it'll be some iRacing broadcasts of random lobbies, or if we'll maybe jump in and do a little Call of Duty, maybe a little Fortnite or something, maybe a little something fun to do. But we plan to do something tomorrow and get some good hours in here on the live streams. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in, thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Engines roar, dust flies high in the night beneath the sky. Headlights I'm dirty.